Hi, everybody. I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. I am based right outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. Our clients are all over the United States. And that brings me to my question for today. As a heads up, we're streaming on both TikTok and on Facebook. So if you are joining me on one, please feel free to add us or follow us or like us on the other platform. We're at Agarwal Immigration on both platforms in case it is helpful to you. But getting back to my question for the day today, and we get this so often, we probably get it every single time I go live, and I go live pretty often. It is, I'm not located near you. So we're located, as I mentioned, in Arlington, Virginia, which is right outside of Washington, D.C. So we get the question, I'm not near where you are located. Do I need to come to D.C.? How can I work with your firm if we're not located near you? So the answer to this is it is possible, and it's very easy. In fact, most of our clients are not in the DC metro area. They are spread out throughout the United States. Some of them, I just spoke to somebody in South Africa just this morning on a certain type of case, and we're able to help them as well. So there's no need for you to have a U.S. contact. There is really no need for you to be anywhere near where we are located, which is in D.C. We can still help you, and our systems are set up to be able to help you in this situation. So for example, our consultations are conducted by phone or by Zoom. So the consultation is the first step. It's the very first step to starting an engagement with our firm, right? So this is just for informational purposes. If you want to get more information, if you want to find out what your immigration options are, a consultation is the best thing. And if you aren't familiar with our firm, we handle all types of immigration law. My name is Pratibha Agarwal, if you're just joining me. I am based right outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia, and we handle business immigration. We handle, meaning employer sponsoring different people abroad or in the U.S. on, let's say, a student visa or a different type of visa. So employer sponsoring for green cards and other visa types. We also handle humanitarian cases like victims of crime, victims of trafficking, victims of abuse is one of our most popular cases, and family-based immigration as well. So really, we span immigration. We know so much about immigration and all these different types of cases. So most likely, we will be able to help you if you have a U.S. immigration question. So feel free to reach out to us no matter where you're located. So the consultation, that's the very first thing, is essentially done by phone or by Zoom based on your preference. My preference, if you're asking, is Zoom, because I can show you documents, I can show you timelines and our fees. I can show everything to you and we can walk through it together. Phone is okay too. I'm happy to do it by phone also, but if you do it by phone, I would say be in a place where you have access to your email, so I can email those documents to you and walk you through them at the same time. Everything else, your documents can be uploaded to our site. If that kind of scares you, we do accommodate people that want to mail it to us or email documents to us. We can handle that as well. But if you'd like, everything is on our case management site. We serve as your agent, so correspondence comes to us, especially if you're located outside the U.S. It makes it very easy to work with us because we're your agent with the government, and we're able to get all the correspondence for you, and we upload it within a week. I'm sorry, not within a week, within a day, one business day, and we share it with you as soon as we get any kind of correspondence from the government. We get your approval on anything we send out. So it's pretty seamless to work with us if you are not located in the Washington, D.C. area. If you're interested in scheduling a consultation to see what types of options might be available for you, I'd be more than happy to schedule a consultation for you. We have a number of people joining today. Hi, Sheik Dame. She's on Facebook. Nice to see you. Sheik Dame is saying, can an abused and on deportation get advanced parole? I'm assuming, Sheik Dame, you're talking about an abused spouse, perhaps, or maybe an abused parent of a U.S. citizen child. If you are applying for a green card as the victim of abuse, so you can apply for this green card. For those of you that might not be familiar, you can apply for this green card based on having a spouse who's either a green card holder or a U.S. citizen, or a U.S. citizen child who is 21 or over. And you don't need a legal entry if you're the victim of abuse, and the abuse can be physical, it can be emotional, it can be psychological, verbal. So there's no people tend to think that there has to be physical abuse present. That is not the case. The people that apply for this have a whole combination of different things happening in their relationship with this person. Abuse spouse. Sheikh Dame just clarified, she said an abuse spouse. And she's saying if you have a deportation order, can you get advanced parole? So technically, the answer is if your case is in immigration court, the process is to apply for the petition, the VAWA petition that Sheikh Dame is talking about with USCIS. Once that's approved, you can reopen your case in immigration court and then apply for a green card. So you can reopen and close it out, perhaps even in immigration court, and then apply for advanced parole, meaning your travel authorization and your work authorization back with USCIS. So technically, the court has jurisdiction. So that means USCIS can't give you travel authorization. They are not supposed to give you a work permit. However, many times people apply for the green card with USCIS, have it pending, and they are still able to get travel authorization and work authorization, even if they do have an immigration court case pending. So, technically that's not the rule, but it does happen. It does happen actually fairly often that our clients will just apply for a green card directly with USCIS, even though they have a case in immigration court. So it usually takes about 6 to 8 months. I'm going to tell you, however, Sheikh Dame, I would not advise you to travel outside the United States, even if you have advanced parole, especially if you have a deportation order, right? So if you have a deportation order and let's say you get advanced parole based on some other visa type, based on a separate application, if you've been in immigration court and there's a deportation order against you, even if you have travel authorization, I would not advise you to travel because you run the risk of not being able to enter in the United States because you have a removal order issued against you, right? So technically you may have authorization. I'm going to tell you, just don't do it. But what could help is the work authorization, right? So you will get work authorization and you might be able to work legally. Your options for employment will open up because you do have work authorization. You don't have to take less pay than other people. You don't have to feel like your options are limited. You can support yourself. So that is pretty exciting. That is really, really exciting for people who are in the situation where they are a victim of abuse, whether physical, emotional, both, or a combination of different types. We work with these cases pretty often. If we can help you, definitely give me a call. We are at 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. We can schedule a consultation. Hi, Sandeep. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Harsh. Harsh is saying, I didn't get my biometrics. I'm waiting almost 6 months. I applied for I-485 and I-765 together. The biometrics for a typical green card application, which is adjustment of status, right? So when people apply for a green card, this adjustment of status in particular, the person applying is in the United States. So they're located in the United States at the time that they're applying. That's when one would apply for adjustment of status. When you apply for adjustment of status, you can also apply for travel authorization and you can apply for work authorization. You can do it all at the same time. And normally the wait is about 6 to 8 months. So Harsh, if you've already had you said you haven't gotten your biometrics. It's very possible. So hopefully if you've moved, to make sure you update your address, right? So it's very, very important to constantly update your address with USCIS if you've moved, especially if you have an application pending. But everyone who is not a U.S. citizen, even if you're a green card holder, you are required to constantly update your address with USCIS within 10 days of any move. So just keep that in mind because that is technically I don't think anyone gets deported for this, but it's considered a deportable offense. So take it seriously. If you move within 10 days, definitely update your address with USCIS. And there's lots of information online that helps you to do it. If you need our help, certainly call our office. We're at 703-348-1663. But the first step when you apply for a green card, you get biometrics, which is basically a 15-minute biometrics appointment where you go and you give your fingerprints and you answer a few questions. It's usually 15 minutes, maybe even less than that. And that kind of gets the ball rolling for your green card application, your work authorization, your travel authorization. Sometimes, Harsh, I'm saying this because sometimes they're able to reuse your biometrics from a previous application. So they will not give you a biometrics appointment. They're able to reuse it from a previous application. If that is the case, they'll send you a notice saying that they are reusing your previous biometrics. So if you haven't received that, you should check the processing times for the I-765 and the I-485. So check the processing times, see how long it's taking, and then you can get a sense of, is yours unusually delayed? So if you're waiting almost 6 months, I'm going to guess that you're going to get it pretty soon. My guess is that you'll probably get it pretty soon. But if we can help you with your green card application, with work authorization, or just seeing if you have any kind of status, if you are eligible to get any kind of status in the U.S., certainly give us a call. We're at 703-348-1663. Hi, Lisa. Nice to see you. If you have questions, go ahead and put them in. One thing I wanted to talk about today, with a majority of our clients, these questions come up pretty often. So many people that have entered the United States and they have a child who is 21 or over and a U.S. citizen, right? Lisa, I will answer your question in just a second. So if you or someone you know has entered the U.S. maybe illegally, and now they have a child who is 21 or over and a U.S. citizen, and their child is not going to help them with the green card, can't help them with the green card application, or they have heard that they might have to leave and process the green card abroad, you may be eligible to apply and process that full green card right here in the United States. There are methods to do that. There is an avenue to do that, and many people do qualify to process that full green card right here in the United States, even if they've had an illegal entry, if they have a child who's 21 or over and a U.S. citizen. Give us a call. We can certainly talk to you about that. What happens is you can get work authorization in about 6 to 8 months after you apply, if you do qualify. You can get travel authorization, especially for people who have had a child who's 21 years or older. Most of them, if they've had an illegal entry, have not left the United States. They have not left the United States. So in this process, in applying for a green card, you will get travel authorization as well, usually within 6 to 8 months of us applying. Okay, this is for people maybe with an illegal entry that have a child who's 21 or over who is a U.S. citizen. All right, so you'll be able to then leave the U.S. while your application is pending if you want to visit family, friends, or whatnot. Everyone's situation is different, so certainly talk to us before you leave. We just spoke with someone, or someone just asked a question, and they had a deportation order. So certainly that client, I would not advise to leave. Everyone's situation is different, but most of our clients are able to leave while their application is pending. If they do have a green card application that is pending, and the circumstances allow them to, we will certainly advise you on that. But work authorization, travel authorization within 6 to 8 months, and then in 2 to 2.5 years, you might be eligible to receive a green card, which is very, very exciting. So if you or someone you know, maybe even with an illegal entry, has a child who's a U.S. citizen who's 21 or over, they may be eligible to receive work authorization, travel authorization, and ultimately a green card. I would encourage them to schedule a consultation. We are at 703-348-1663. Let's see here. Ooh, we got a number of questions today. Let's see. Milika, sorry, I'm going to go. We're streaming on both TikTok and on Facebook. So Milika is saying, we really need work permits. Please tell us if we have any options to get our green card sooner. Oh, sorry, I didn't read your first question. I apologize. Okay, Milika is asking, hello, my brother, who is a citizen, applied for our green card because me and my husband were here on a visitor's visa and we overstayed. I talked to one agent of the immigration. They told me filing a green card under siblings will take forever. But I want to see if there are any options for me and my husband to get our green card sooner. Milika is also saying we need work permits. Tell us if we have any options to get our green card sooner. So Milika, you may very well have options. Certainly give us a call. Give us a call to schedule a consultation, and we can kind of walk through a whole bunch of different questions to see what might be your specific situation to apply for and receive a green card. So the one thing you should be aware of, Milika, is that if, for example, you have overstayed your visa, you've overstayed your authorized period of stay for more than 6 months, if you leave the United States, you'll be barred from re-entry for 3 years, right? If you've overstayed for more than 1 year, if you leave the United States, you will be barred from re-entry for 10 years. So it's pretty important that we navigate this situation carefully. So call us for a consultation. We can go through what types of avenues might be available to you and see if we can get you that work permit sooner rather than later. Okay, you can reach us at 703-348-1663. Melika says she's here over 6 years, so certainly give us a call and we can see if there's a way to get you a work permit. But really, the question is how to get a work permit. You don't just get a work permit. You can't just apply for a work permit. Work permit is always based on another application, right? So certain applications will give you work permit along with that application. So you don't just walk around with no status and then apply for a work permit. That's not how it works. You have to be eligible for and apply for some kind of status. And with that, you would also get work authorization. That's how that works. Okay, so let's see what you might be eligible for, because if you get work authorization, maybe you will also end up getting status eventually. Maybe you'll qualify for a green card in a few years, and then ultimately U.S. citizenship. So that is the avenue. We would love to help you explore your options. If you want to give us a call, we only handle U.S. immigration. We'd be happy to help you. You can call us at 703-348-1663. We have some questions here on TikTok. Let's see. Lisa, I think I said hi. Yuvia says we're here from 8 years, no interviews yet, and 2 citizen kids. Okay, if you've applied for something and you're waiting on an interview, we can certainly look into that for you. I would say call us for a consultation. We're at 703-348-1663. Serber says, what time do you come on now? Because I'm trying to see your live from the other day. Serber, I'm going to tell you, if you don't follow us on TikTok, follow us on Facebook, or like us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok. I do not come on at the same time every day. It's just based on my calendar and based on my schedule. I'm not sure that I even come on every day. However, I do try to come on as much as possible to answer your questions, to give you important immigration information. So the best way to get notified is to follow us and like us on Facebook. So those are our 2 platforms where I am streaming live from. So you can always send me your questions and I'll answer them. I'll answer them online if I can. If you want to make sure that you're on when I'm on, just make sure you like us on Facebook. We're at Agarwal Immigration, Agarwal Immigration. Same on TikTok. All right. I hope you like us, follow us, and you'll definitely get notified when we go live. Apple says hi Apple. Lisa is saying, how long does it take to sponsor my fiance? He's a citizen. I assume you're a citizen, or maybe your fiance wants to sponsor you if he's a U.S. citizen. So that process is a little bit long. So this happens if you are outside the U.S. So basically, a fiance visa is for U.S. citizens that are sponsoring fiancés from abroad, and the entire purpose of it is for the person abroad to come into the U.S. so they can get married. That's the scenario, right? So there are some situations that are not going to work. For example, if you're a U.S. citizen and you have a fiancé who's out of status, you are not going to sponsor them for a fiancé visa because they're already in the U.S. So the only scenario where this works is if the U.S. citizen is in the U.S., the fiancé is abroad, and the U.S. citizen is sponsoring the fiancé to come into the U.S. to get married, and the marriage has to occur within 90 days of their entry. Okay, that is the scenario. That's very confusing for many people, and I like to make that very, very clear. All right, so if you're asking how long does it take, it takes I would say about a year to a year and a half. However, the issue now has become the delay in getting an interview scheduled. That's the problem. The delay in getting an interview scheduled is what the problem has become. So the timing is uncertain depending on where in the world your fiancé is located right? Wherever your fiance might be located, that embassy has to be open. That embassy has to be accepting these types of visa interviews. So even if they're open, sometimes they're not accepting these types of visa interviews. So the timing is a little bit uncertain, but a lot of that fiance visa application has to happen in the US, and those are currently being processed. So if you're thinking about it, I would say go for it, because you can certainly work on one part of it while COVID kind of clears up around the world. And hopefully by the time this is adjudicated in the US, you will be able to apply for and receive an interview abroad, because it's not an overnight kind of thing. It takes a little bit of time. It takes about a year to be even eligible to be able to get an interview. All right. All right, guys, I think I answered most of your questions today. Hi, AJ, Blue Star, nice to see you. Feel free to reach out to us if we can schedule a consultation for you. We're at 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. My name is Pratibha Agarwal. Look forward to seeing you guys. Look forward to seeing many of you at a consultation. Would love to see you by Zoom or by phone is how we handle our consults. All right, I will see you soon. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Thank you so much. Bye.